Hello everybody, welcome to the Three Spurs Boys, and today we're doing a live video,
Yeah.
But we are still off the pitch. Technically, this is off the pitch, hence the reason we used only one intro, which is the off the pitch intro, because we have a special guest, and our special guests only come in off the pitch, and we've got one today. We've got all kinds of guests coming in today.
Yeah.
We went and got ourselves a president. Like, talk about moving up in standards here, boys. We have got this lovely gentleman who went and put the supporters club together in Ireland so that he could have the people around his community that love our beloved Spurs find a place to get together, join as a community, enhance their lives by meeting other Spurs fans, and just be in a better spot overall. So let me adjust that camera so it hides my triple chin a little bit better. There we go. That's much better. And, well, without further ado,
I have a really sad special announcement.
Uh-oh.
My dad cut my hair. He cut it off.
I didn't cut his hair. The barber cut his. Yes, this has been a 2-day issue over here. Don't worry. We're starting a GoFundMe account to help with Christian's hair loss issues. So if you could please jump over and join the Little K GoFundMe hair loss account, we would really appreciate it because, oh my God, those are real tears. That is awesome, man. How did you do that? That's awesome.
Paddy.
So now I know you fake your tears and it's all nonsense. So I don't have to believe you next time you're crying. There you go. On live feed, the man just cried for you, and it was all fake. But we are live. We got to keep going here.
Yep.
We do have some sort of a structure we try to maintain, at least when you guys are on. When I'm on, it's whatever happens, happens. But, guys, please join me in welcome Mr. Paddy Hartnett from the Limerick Spurs, the president of the Supporters Club. Welcome, Paddy.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey guys, how are you?
We're fantastic, Paddy. Thank you
How
for
are you?
joining us this lovely afternoon. Tell us, how is the weather in Ireland, sir?
Horrible. Rain.
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 In Ireland?
It rains 360 days of the year here. It does.
Wow.
We've had our summer already, which was one day on Monday. It was sunny.
Okay, so you got 4 more days left for the full year.
No, I'm talking last Monday. We had one day of nice weather. That's it.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we get a few more better days here, but we are live, so we just want to quickly say hello to everybody. A few people have joined us already, and we got Matt Smith in the house. Matthew, our Leicester fan, good day to you, sir. I will not forget you ever again. I mixed up Matthew with somebody else last time and didn't know who he was. He was not happy with me. Will not happen again, sir. Tariq, our man, is in the house. Arsenal fan coming over to say hello today, too. Rich, our Crystal Palace fan. He's got a quick question for us. Paddy, let's just let's say incorporate these people while we're here. So what do you think, Paddy? Who's had the better window so far, Spurs or Arsenal? We'll leave that to you.
Spurs.
Spurs. I would agree. Yeah, because it looks like what Arsenal has bought is part of what their project is, right? For build for the future, kind of thing, build for the future. I don't see their players as being impactful immediately. I think they're not going to hit the ground running, anybody that they've brought in just yet, but they do have the potential to be good. Yeah, man. You don't have to put your hand up. It's your show.
Was Gabriel Jesus confirmed?
Jesus is confirmed. So how he comes in and plays as a starter from being a second choice for predominantly his entire career in the EPL, we will see how that works. So it's going to be interesting. What are your thoughts on that, Paddy? You think he's going to hit the ground running?
I think he's a massive gamble. I've said it on Twitter already. I think he's a huge gamble for 45 million. I mean, he's highest goal scoring ratio since what? He's with City since 2013, and his highest is 14 goals. That's I mean, he played 28 games last year. I know 4 came on as sub, and he
had 4 in one game, right?
Yeah, he scored 4 in one game.
Right.
In a team like City, and you only score that amount of goals, that wouldn't fill me with confidence.
But that being said, it's funny because it seems like City has almost been set up over the last few years to not play with the striker.
Yeah.
And I wonder how that's going to affect Haaland coming in and how their structure is going to change. So it'll be interesting to see how that impacts them, right? But we'll get into all that live stuff when we incorporate some more guests and go to the live part here. We've got the 3 Spurs boys. Oh, I love these guys. Really, really nice guys. Really got a handsome father and 2 beautiful children that are with them. Yeah. Good day, all. Thanks for joining us. Please bear with us as we are trying this for the first time. So please do bear with us. No hair jokes, please don't. This is not G.I. Jane 3. Not to worry, Rich. Not to worry, brother. Good morning. Good afternoon to you, Carl. Thanks for joining us. It is afternoon, so I shouldn't be saying good morning. Brush is in the house. My man, Brush, our United fan. Good morning to you. Anthony Gray, the swim master, has joined us today. Good morning to you, Anthony.
Morning.
Welsh gal, our lovely Welsh lady,
Morning.
the Queen of Wales, is in the house. Thank you for joining us. Good morning. And Anthony, with the financial flair plays money meant to be paid by the concerned clubs, including Everton. Do you think we'll get a new signing or 2 by Friday? Paddy, being our guest, obviously you get to answer first, sir.
I can't see us getting signings by Friday. I can't. I know a lot of fans were kind of saying that Conte said the 10th of July. I can't. Maybe Richarlison or Rafinha.
Okay. And then there's that other link now with Anthony Gordon coming in today, right?
That one kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
It did. He would have been a player now that I wouldn't have expected. I know. Spurs fans, I suppose, in a way, need to be small but realistic. We have to look to the future as well as the present. It's pointless just buying 5 or 6 players the age of Perisic, have one good year, and then have nothing after that. We kind of need a balance, I feel. We do. So Gordon would be a good player, but not one for the now. I don't think so. He would be one for the future, but not one for maybe somebody to come off the bench next season. But certainly it wouldn't excite me.
Okay, good to know.
I'd be happy if it wouldn't excite me.
But in terms of adding to the homegrown numbers and stuff like that, do you think he would be somebody that we should maybe consider looking at so that he would add value to us?
Yeah, definitely. We do need more homegrown. I mean, Winks is obviously going to go, so I'd imagine that possibly could be part of the deal with Richarlison as well, to give them Winks. Now they're saying Moura as well. Yeah,
because there's something about Winks and Moura being part of the swap deal, so we could lower the funds that we actually have to send out, right?
Because they will owe us money from Delhi, but he hasn't reached that 20 game yet, which will probably be next season. So they could easily go, okay, we'll give you Delhi, we'll give you Moura, and we'll give you Winks. You give us Richarlison and Gordon. If they do that, that's a good deal.
It's a good piece of business, I think, for us. Yeah. I don't think it's bad. Ilias in the house. Good morning. Good morning to you, and good morning to us. Good morning to you, Ilias. Thanks for joining us. Calvin Fletcher's in the house. Good evening. Afternoon to you, Calvin. So, yes. No, not that Ilias. It's another Ilias. His coach, my coaching partner for his team, Ilias as well. Yeah, no, I think he's at work right now, boys. I know. But we do have some questions for Paddy now. Paddy is here to be harassed, so we are going to harass him. And we've got one more big Matty Hayes in the house here. Matty, let us know if we've got any rumors we need to address, sir. Let us know. We get some backdoor information. The transfer man himself in-house. Good morning to you, Matty. Thanks for joining us, brother. Thanks for joining us. So let's get it on, boys.
Wait, I call them first.
You go first, then you go first. Go ahead. Paddy's waiting. Paddy's waiting. He wants the hard ones first.
Be nice.
That this is going to be one of the hardest ones. I know it's our first one, but it's going to be pretty tough. What is your favorite movie? I need to know this. I need to know this.
My favorite movie?
Relationship.
It's the only way we can forward our relationship, he says. Elias, neither do we, buddy. We're in Canada.
Believe it or not, my favorite movie is actually one from Brandon Lee many years ago. I used to love him. He was the one who got me interested in martial arts, and it'd be The Crow.
The Crow.
Yeah, you might know Bob. I don't
think they'd even have any idea. Okay, Brandon Lee is Bruce Lee's son.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, and he actually died making The Crow. There was an accident. Was it the first one? Correct me if I'm wrong, or the second movie?
First one.
It was the end, towards the end of the first one. They had to CGI. He had a mishap.
Yeah, he got shot. He was actually, the scene was he was coming up, he was on a table, and all the baddies and whatnot were just shooting him with bullets. and one was actually real.
One was a live round. Yeah, something like what that accident that just happened with Alec Baldwin on set a few months ago,
Exactly.
right? Yeah. He Alec Baldwin was another American actor. Unfortunately, he had a shooting scene with a gun in one of his movies or TV shows he was doing, and there was a live bullet in there. So unfortunately, the girl died. Who knows why? That's all under investigation. But NS Nippin's in the house. Good morning to you, Nippin. Good morning, Nippin. Saying hi over to you, Maddie Hayes there, and then that's it. Keep it light, Paddy. Keep it light. That's it. You should have been talking about how My Little Pony is your favorite movie or something.
No, The Crow.
Nippin there, and Anthony, the Matrix movies for you, Anthony. Yeah, I actually enjoyed the last one. Love the Matrix movies.
The Crow is my favorite movie, but I love Marvel and DC.
Oh, don't go too far there, then. Don't go too far there. There'll be some conversation regarding that. No, don't get into that. I see you looking down your list. We have a list for a reason. You make me write this stuff down and then follow your guys' order, and now you're breaking your own rules?
Wait,
first time live, eh? You guys just want to do whatever you want, eh?
Yeah, okay. Want.
So, can I go?
No, I want to go.
You want to go? Yeah. But I want to ask Paddy about that. That's what I want to talk to Paddy about. Fine.
I want to go. All right. Now that we have Basuma signed, who do you think will start in the two midfield positions? Do you think he'll replace Bentancur or Højbjerg, or do you think he's going to start on the bench?
On merit and performances from last season, I would stick with Bentancur and Højbjerg. I would, yeah. I would. They got us, that midfield got us the top four last season. So starting off, I would.
Okay.
But look, at the end of the day, what we have now is we have somebody who, between Bentancur, Skip, Højbjerg, and Basuma, we now have four midfielders, whereas if one isn't performing, off they come.
Yes, we have an option now.
This is all Spurs fans have ever asked for. And this is all, me as a Spurs fan, I've always said, if you go back to the Alex Ferguson days, right, every single season, even though they were walking leagues, every single season he improved that team. He kept those players on his toes every single season.
Yes, everybody had competition.
All I ever asked for. Yep. Never asked for 100 million signing. Money doesn't bother me. I don't care about it. I don't. It's getting quality in. That's key.
And that's why I'm actually surprised that people still slag on Harry Kane, because this man has stayed at his high level without even having competition. He has his own competition. Yeah. So that's why I really respect what Harry Kane has done over the years that he's had. He's taken his opportunities and excelled himself and made himself a better player in every aspect of the game. He takes everything he can from every manager as well and incorporates it into his game.
Yeah, very same as Son.
I'm sorry?
He's the very same as Son.
Oh yeah, they're just to lose either. Like all the Real Madrid rumors have started up with Sonny and everything. I just hope that's all they are, is just rumors.
Oh, rumors. That's it.
Bayern and Harry Kane now.
Bayern and Harry Kane.
Oh, gosh.
It's
oh boy, Liverpool.
I can tell you now, and I put any money with it. Kane and Son are going to be starting for Spurs next season.
It's behind it.
If Son leaves to Liverpool, I'm gonna beat up Baji.
You're going to beat up your brother. If Son leaves for Liverpool, you're going to beat up your brother.
You can't.
Well, do that on a live stream.
Wait,
Paddy, no, you don't have a question for him. For me.
For you, both of you. Why am I the only one wearing gray?
Because you're the only one that's dull and gray on a Monday morning. We bright and white and sunshiny. It's not my fault. You went in, you grabbed your Three Spurs boy shirt and threw it on. Paddy, I need you to tell me about the Limerick Spurs. I need you to tell me the Supporters Club, what it is, what inspired you to start it, my friend.
There was one years ago in Limerick, but then it just died a death, I suppose. Spurs wasn't a massively supported team in the city. Funnily enough, it was a lot of Leeds going back now years ago, and then you would have had obviously the norm, Liverpool, Man United. They would have been the two main ones. Back in 2019, kind of in the Champions League run, a few people kind of just set up a page on Facebook. No, I'm on Facebook, but I'm not on Facebook. And I contacted them and I said, look, she fancies setting up a supporters club. And it kind of escalated from there. Then I think what made it kick off at the start was the Champions League run and getting to the final. That was what kind of got more and more Spurs fans were coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, and then we got bandwagon.
An awful lot to come out of. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it started from there. and it's grown every year. Every single year, it's grown. I mean, we've on average we're near about 100 members, which if you look at the amount of Liverpool fans and United fans and Chelsea fans,
you can't. There's
I mean, Limerick is a big city, but it's not a huge city.
But you got one of your members in house here.
Matty?
One of your proud members in house here saying, hey, there is 2 of us in here. There is 2 of us. So there's 2 of you out of the 100. So the other 98, you shouldn't be embarrassed that you're not here to support Paddy right now. He's doing all this for you guys, puts this stuff together, gets you guys together, and you're not here to support him. That's absolutely terrible. I hope you guys at least are willing to buy him a pint on the first day of the game when the season kicks off to make up for that now. Right? So, yeah. Go ahead.
It's Christian's turn.
He just said it's your turn, so
Christian,
just go.
Chris, me, you.
Yeah, it is you technically.
No, but I'll go. I'll take it.
No, rock paper scissors. No, we're not doing this for a half hour now.
The best out of 3. Yeah.
Paddy's got stuff to do, No, he lost. Go.
Okay. What? Okay. Before I say this one actually really determines if we have a good bond or not, and just to see if I like you or not. What
So you don't like him yet?
Well, I'll wait for this question.
You see what I deal with, right, Paddy?
What do you think about the Iron Man trilogy, and why are they the best trilogy ever made?
Oh, we're not going to be friends anymore. I have seen Iron Man 1. That's it. I started to watch the other ones, and I just didn't like him. No, I love him in the Marvel ones. I love him in those films, but I never took a liking to the single films.
That's a lot of taking.
Right.
It's okay. It's okay. He's Irish. Huh? Same as David. Oh my God, that's right. What is with you Irish people not liking Iron Man? David Harris said the same thing to us too.
I liked him in the other films.
David Bisco in house. Hey, David.
He didn't warm to me in the single films. I don't know. I just never took a liking to that.
You just didn't take a liking to the actual character, or Robert Downey Jr. himself?
Oh no, I love Robert Downey Jr. and I love the character.
Yeah,
I think he portrays it brilliantly. He does. It's just the actual Iron Man 2 and 3. It just didn't. It didn't. It was always brilliant film. The best 3. Can we re-record? The best 3 films I've ever watched in my life. They were absolutely superb.
Okay.
I say it.
So I can keep him in the stream. He's pinching me to kick you out. I'm like, I can't kick out our one guest in a live stream, dude.
Hi, Ben.
Morning, Benny. Benny in house. Oh, Maddie's here. Maybe it's an Irishman because I'm the same. Oh, man. Maddie, you just lost your invite to the show before we even invited you now. My goodness, the work I'm going to have to do with these guys now, Maddie. Maybe going live was not a good idea. This is creating issues for me now. I'm getting complexes. So now we know Paddy through the Limerick Spurs. I don't care.
It's my turn. I want to go.
Well, then get in there. Get in there. Then get in there. Then get in there.
This question also affects heavily our relationship.
Oh God.
What do you think about Dyer? Should we sell him, keep him, bench him, or start him, and why?
Keep him.
Dyer's his favorite player, just so you know.
Yeah. No, I love Dyer.
Yes. Yes.
Keep him. I think Dyer was one of the most reliable. I know he made mistakes. Every player makes mistakes, right? That's natural. That's football. Okay, but I don't think he got the credit he should have got for last year's performances. I thought he was fantastic in defense.
See, that's what I'm talking about. The best player. One has nothing on him.
Hey. I've told you guys, if you're going to fight, Let's promote it properly. We'll set up a link for a live stream scrap between the two Spurs boys. And I'm not going to be in the middle. Thank you very much. Matty Hayes is saying he wants his invite. Well, Matty, it's extended. It's open to you right now if you want to join us, buddy. We're going to go on with Paddy for a little bit, get to know him personally, and then we'll open it up. If you want to join us, Matty, you're welcome to.
In saying that now about Dyer, just before, he's good, but is he a player that we need in defence that can bring us to that next level of pushing for the league?
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
That's the question.
he is.
Do you see him in becoming that player? Because now he's excelled and gotten better in the
He has the potential to do
last
it.
year.
He definitely. I mean, look, he raised his game last year. Okay, he did raise his game last year. But if somebody else comes in, would you start him ahead of him?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
There's no better defender in the entire world than Eric Depay. Yapstam, Paulo Maldini, Nesta,
Nothing on
Franz Beckenbauer, nothing on this guy.
If
Nothing.
Declan Rice is worth 150 million, Eric Dyer's worth 200 million.
Yeah,
I thought it was 300. You went down 100.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, you're being nice.
Eric
You're
Dyer's
being realistic.
129.
Well, Scott M here, our fellow Canadian over in the West Coast, who hopefully will join us as well in a bit. He says we should pay teams to take Dyer if that's what it takes
He's
to
not
get
coming
rid of
on.
him.
He's not coming on.
He's never allowed on.
Nope.
So,
But he did follow up. He did follow up with this.
I don't care.
So it's fun, but Scott's just fucking you guys more than me. We got another one in from Matt. He can't do this evening. Need to go stand in goals and pretend I'm good at football. That's fantastic, Matty. Anytime you're available, we could definitely get you on here, buddy. It'd be fantastic. And the quality that is Paddy is very hard to match. I 100% agree on that. That's why we were delighted to have Paddy here. He's always supporting all the YouTube creators. He's in all the channels, always in the chat and everything like that. Has been absolutely astronomical in helping us gain a little bit of ground and getting people on here to interview and giving us great suggestions and very helpful. So, Paddy, we are very extremely grateful for that. You know, what we've got coming up now next week as well, courtesy of you. Obviously, we can't get too much into it as well because we like to keep a little bit of surprises. But,
you're
thank you
going
so
to love
much
it.
for
You're
that.
going to really love it.
Yeah, and speaking of how great you are, that actually follows right into my question here. Now, we know that you've done excellent charity work, most recently with Bob Spur TV in terms of getting him that autographed pennant that he was able to auction off for his NHS fund. I've also heard the stories of you getting a kit that was autographed kit and that was auctioned off to raise money to help a homeless gentleman last year. What inspires you to get involved in these charity causes, and how is it that you're able to get a response from the Tottenham Hotspurs football community and club to actually help you?
I suppose the reason behind me helping so much, that would have generated from my dad years upon years ago. He was the type of person that would help as much as he could, but never expect anything back. And I'm very much like that. I love helping. Nothing gives me more joy than seeing a smile on someone's face. I love it. That's me. But I would have gotten that from him. He was the very, very same type of person. He would help and then just step away. That kind of. So I would have gotten that from him.
Good trait to pick up.
Yeah, I did it. I use Limerick Spurs as a tool as well, but I always do it through Limerick Spurs. I never do it kind of through me, if at all possible. So every year we have a membership pack every single year, but I always order an extra 10 to 15 membership packs. The members know this. This is all included in the cost. I'll order an extra 10 or 15 membership packs. So, for example, like last year, Scott Newton, he had cancer, a young kid. He had cancer. Thankfully, he cleared it in the whole lot. But I got in contact with Mickey Hazard, and I got then I was speaking to his dad. I got his address, and I sent him over a Limerick Spurs pack. Same with another kid that he was going for brain surgery. I sent him over a pack. I use Limerick Spurs as a tool. Look, it's just a small thing, just to put a smile on the kid's face.
It's a big thing to that kid, though.
Oh,
It's a big thing. It's a small thing. You might consider it a small thing, but Paddy, the ripple effect to it and the way it affects that child, the family.
Oh, massively.
If you can make anybody's end of days better, then as far as I'm concerned, that's a responsibility we should all take.
There's a little young fella. He's still going through treatment now. I still keep in contact with any person or any parent that I send a gift to for the kid. I still keep in contact with him. I don't just send it and go, here you go, and that's it. I'm done with you.
You follow up to see.
No, I follow up to see how they're getting on. And there's one little young fella. He's in the middle of getting treatment. But I sent him over last year's pack. There was a small, like a little blue man, but it had the Spurs logo and Limerick Spurs logo on it with a clock. He carries that little, every single time he's going for treatments, he carries that little clock, that little man in with him every single time. You know, so small little things like that, I love. I do. And that's why I do it. It's not to get credit, it's just if you can help. That's it.
And you know what? You being a father, you're setting that example going down to your son. And that's the kind of things that we need to encourage these guys to do, to not be selfish, basically, and make sure that they're doing things that support the world, basically, in a better sense. Now, thank you, Rich here, saying smash that like button. Don't disagree with Rich. Please listen to Amir. Big up, Amir. This is our Open Peace podcast, man. The man. Speaking of good deeds, speaking of doing great things in life and making the world a better place, that's when he shows up. Look at that. What a perfect time for Amir to jump in and say hello to us. Good morning to you, Amir. Let's just quickly jump through these and then we'll get to your question here. Speaking of charity, Everton are in need of a few kids. Any chance you can give us 80 million for a childhood? Thanks in advance. Great stream, guys. Happy Monday to all of you. Matt Smith is a big Everton fan, and he is, honestly, I just got to know him recently. And thanks to another gentleman, Brush, that's in the group here. And Rich, I just got to know and everything. Too. And happy Monday to you, my man. He is hilarious. So, Matt, I don't know if we'll be able to put the 80 together for you, but we are definitely willing to give you 5 plus Mora and Winks if that'll help the coffers out a little bit, right? So, morning to you, Steak. Alexander Hilton's in house, yeah?
$5 and a pack of gum.
And a pack of gum, too. Nice. It depends on what kinds. Welsh gal saying, bless you, Paddy. And big up to the lads from Chris here. Okay, so you got your question now for Paddy?
Okay. Now, I always do something before my questions. Well, today at least. Now, today I'm going to show you this really cool thing I can do with my thumb. I can, pop it out and stuff. It's really cool.
That's not cool. That's gross. Why do it? Now
what's my thumb?
That's horrible. Why would you do this to people? We're only at like 15 people live now watching. And then we 2. So that means Grandma and me on my phone are the only 2 people left watching now. What is wrong with you?
I can do it with all my fingers.
Can you just ask the man the question?
All right. What's your favorite video game and why?
Sorry?
What's your favorite video game and why?
I don't play video games. I haven't got time. I'm too busy. I am. But I love
Iron Man. Just say Iron Man.
Why is there a game, Iron Man? Is there?
Yeah, that was thing. Remember on the PS4, that thing where you fly around and it came with that VR headset thing, remember? And you shot and you were flying. And you played it at that thing, that gaming convention thing we went to.
What?
Christian Deshaun didn't have it, but we played it at the gaming convention thing. Remember that?
You can say that or either FIFA or Fortnite.
Okay. So basically, you're going to give him his 3 answers? That's wonderful.
All right. Oh, okay, so I'm going to get a choice of 3, is it? Iron Man, or Iron Man?
Yeah, there's Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, 3. Those are your 3 options.
Or Iron Man 1, FIFA, and Fortnite.
Take it off, Fish.
I'm going to say Mario.
Mario. There you go. Everybody likes Mario. Look, Ben Kaufman. Benny's in house.
My dad did it.
I did not do it. The barber did. I didn't. I took him there, and it was not cheap because my man had a bush like this. When the guy had to wash his hair, you should have seen his hair, Paddy. It was down in the middle of his back. I thought the man was going to charge me for a lady's cut. That's how long that thing was when he washed it and straightened it all down and everything. And yes, Benny, he had a haircut. I apologize. I hope you're okay with it. But you and Chris can console each other later on. I'll get him to WhatsApp video call you. All jokes aside, Matt saying apparently Everton have to pay Watford 10% of whatever they make over 40 million for Richarlison. So apparently we might accept 40, and that way scrap any extra we owe for Ali. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's actually very interesting. What do you think of that?
And wings, he said.
Well, then what do you think of that? What do you think of that? Yeah, what do you think of that?
I love Dele Alli. So I hope you pay him 40 and they can't scrap enough to get Dele Alli.
I hope.
No, no. They won't. That means so. If we so basically we're gonna give them 40 million and Richarlison, and then he added here and Winks.
Yeah.
So we're getting him 40 million, Winks, Dele Alli for Richarlison.
40 million.
Well, technically they owe us nothing for Dele, yes, because he hasn't reached 20 games.
Yeah. So they don't know us.
So they owe us nothing for Dele.
So
that's a good deal.
I would accept that. I'll take that. No,
40 million
40,
with
20.
Ali and Winks.
I'll do. So we owe you guys 40 million. We owe you guys 40 million, but we gotta get some stuff back. So you gotta give us Richarlison and 2 packs of gum.
2 packs of gum. Okay.
Wait.
And 2 packs of gum. That's the most important thing. You don't even tell them what kind of gum. They're just going to give you dollar store garbage gum. Okay?
Winks going for 20.
Winks is apparently listed at 20, but what we want for a player and what we get are 2 different things. And the reason Winks is at 20 is because in reality he's worth 2, and then there's the 18 million English players tax.
Oh yeah.
Right. So and Ben Kaufman is booing the haircut.
I completely agree with you.
Ben, now we need to know: are you booing the actual haircut and the end result? Or are you booing me for getting his hair cut?
Yeah,
because obviously, or both. Yeah, that's good. That could be both either, right? So
I think you.
Then go.
You keep talking. You're not.
I always talk. This is why you got to jump in.
I need water.
When you're little K's age 11, what was your dream? What did you want to become?
Professional footballer.
Oh.
Well, then expand on that, please, Paddy. Just professional football. What team? What position? Did you want to dress up as Iron Man while you played?
Oh, yeah. Professional footballer dressed up as Iron Man. With diorama on the back of my jersey. I covered all angles.
Yeah. With Dire Sun, because he's number 1 Sun fan over here. Number 1 Sun fan here. So. Yeah, we'll get you got that one done there. So we know Paddy wanted to be a professional footballer.
What position? Center back?
I was starting off, I was right wing, and then I went back to right full.
Oh.
And I would have played at a decent level, but then made sugar. I don't know, can I curse or not? Then made sugar of my knee when I was 24. So I went away and did my coaching badges instead. So I coached.
Oh, nice.
That's good.
Congratulations.
Good stuff. Good stuff. That explains why you want to do the charity stuff. Always giving back, Paddy. Always giving back. It's fantastic. Maddie's adding here 10 million when Dele Alli hits 20 games. 10 million if he scores 15. That's not going to happen. So we can remove the 15 goals thing. 10 million if we get into Europe, and 10 million if we get into Champions League. And that's got to all happen within 10 years. So basically,
we're getting 2
years. Sorry. Basically, based on everything he's telling us, we're going to get 3 million from Dele Alli. So Maxwell owes 10 million. He said, Matt, you're fantastic, Matt. You're fantastic. That is wicked. Now it's my turn. I'm going to do this. You've got a last one. You've got a last one. And then we've got a guest waiting in the back room as well that's going to jump in with us here.
Yep.
So now, Paddy, if you don't mind, please explain. Now, over here, we have our Toronto Spurs community that we're a part of with the membership and everything, the supporters club and everything. And we love it. We go down to the Scotland Yard pub, which I know everybody's talked about. Brian Daigle is always waxing lyrical about how amazing this place is. It's a great atmosphere for us. We absolutely love it. The kids have a great time. And can you please describe to us where you guys meet? Is it a pub? What the atmosphere is like? How many members actually show up on average for a game?
We meet last season because of COVID and everything. It kind of stopped for 2 years.
Right.
Well, we only kind of picked it up, and a lot of people were still kind of a little bit dubious in going to the pubs and stuff. So we kind of really only kicked off again about 4 games at the end of last season. And it's a lovely little pub in Limerick. It's Squire Maguire's.
Is what, sorry?
It's called Squire Maguire.
Squire Maguire's. There you go, folks. So if you're ever over in that area, you need to go see a Spurs game. Meet up with these fellas.
Yeah, so we got normally about 15 or 20 of us would attend. You'll never get the full 100 because we've got members we've got members all over the world who have ties with Limerick, and they want just to have the Limerick memorabilia or gifts or whatever they have. So we'd normally have about 15, 20 people, but it's nice.
Well, you only need one. You only need one that makes all the noise to get everybody going, right? So that's it.
I mean, this season we're aiming to go. We went 2 years ago, pre-COVID. We went over to Bournemouth as a group. There 30 of us went over, and we met. I don't know. Would you have heard or known? I don't know where you were on Twitter at the time. Remember Ella Markham? She's an autistic girl who a lot of people on Twitter would know about it. She was dancing.
Is that the one that was dancing and then everybody started dancing outside in the band in front of the band and everything? I saw that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so basically, this young girl, they don't know the story. Paddy, actually, I'll let you tell them.
She would have been dancing. We lost, I think it was 1-0 to West Ham or something like. I can't remember the scoreline, but in the Spurs stadium, each floor they have music. They have a live band after every game. So Ella loves to dance. She was dancing, and her dad put it up on Twitter, and she got horrid abuse. She just got fired abuse left, right, and center. She did. So I saw it on Twitter, and I contacted the club first, and then I contacted Ella's dad, Neil. Never met him before, didn't know who he was, hadn't a clue, but I got his details, and I asked him, I said, would you mind if I made Ella a lifetime member of Limerick Spurs?
Why?
That was it. So his father he said straight away, yeah, would love it, no problem. So I made Ella, every single year, I send Ella over the gift pack. She doesn't have to pay her, nothing like that. I sent her over the gift pack. I do. So we went over to the Bournemouth game as a group, but part of the deal to go over was to meet up with Ella. So we actually met up with her, and every single game I go to, I meet her. Every single game.
Oh, good for you, Paddy.
She's an absolute dote. She is.
Excellent.
Absolute dote. So we keep in contact now the whole time. Even her dad was saying to me, like, she got offered free trips, all this kind of stuff, and he said he had no interest, and said the only offer he actually took up was the offer that I gave just for her to become a member, because he said he knew it came from the heart and it wasn't something to promote or anything like that.
Yes.
That was the only reason.
It wasn't about pity or anything like that either. So
no.
But we do have 2 simple last questions left. We've got a very special guest that's waiting that wants to come on and speak to you quickly. And then I've also dropped the link into the chat for anybody that would like to join us and jump in and talk to Paddy for a little bit, or even talk to the boys for a little bit. Any questions? If there's any updates in terms of what's going on out there in the Spurs world, you can feel free to fill us in. There you go. Get your question in.
Okay. So, as you actually, I'm not going to do anything before that question this time.
Yeah, no breaking your thumbs on stream again. Come on, quickly. Someone's waiting.
When you were growing up, around my age or younger, who was your idol?
Oh, that's a sticky one. I would say my dad.
Good choice.
Yeah, at the time.
I mean, no.
Said it, but looking back now that I'm actually a hell of a lot older, I'm kind of going, do you know what he would have been? Because he guided me to the person I am today. Yeah, so I'd say my dad. It wouldn't have been a sporting person or anything like that. It probably would have been, I suppose, my parents, my mom and dad, both of them. They would have been my idols as opposed to idol.
I'm going to be honest here, Paddy. I like actually you kind of saying your dad because it's always the mom gets all the praise kind of thing. So it's fantastic. But we do have some people sitting here back here. You can ask them at the end. Let's get these guys on because they don't have time.
This is going to take 2 seconds.
2 seconds? Go on. 2 seconds. 2 second answer here, Paddy. And then I got to dump these guys in because a few of them got to run. Go on.
Who is your favorite current Spurs player and why is it Eric Dyer?
You can't argue with that. My favorite current Spurs player would be Son.
Yes!
Yeah, it would have to be Son. I mean, look, he's just so nice to everybody. Nobody can say a bad word about him. I know.
Who's your second favorite?
Hmm?
Who's your second favorite?
Eric Dyer, I suppose.
Yeah.
There you go. You made both kids
First
happy.
is the worst, second is the best.
Well done. Now I don't have to deal with them later on. But we do have 3 guests that want to come in and say hi. They want to ask you some questions. They absolutely adore you. They know that you support them anytime their channels are on the go. So let me do it quick because I know some of them are under time constraints here. So number 1, big up Mr. Superman himself from the Spurs community.
Big up, big up.
Right, right. Big up Bob Spur in the house. How you doing, brother? We got
All
Mr.
good, man.
John Butler, Mr. Game Day himself joining us from the Spurs Talk Show.
Hi, guys.
It's game day. It is for you. It is actually game day. It is game day. And then we got the Queen herself. Queen
Yay!
Hello. Joining us. So, hello, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bob, we'll start with you because I know you've got to actually chip. And I know you came specifically to come and have a few words for Paddy. So please, sir, take the floor. It is yours.
Yeah, apologies for running. I've literally got an appointment with the docs in 3 minutes. So, but yeah, it wasn't.
It's okay.
It wasn't a question, Paddy. It was more of a thank you for everything you've done with regards to the pennant and I'm sure I don't know if you saw, but we managed to raise £261. From it by auctioning it off. Yeah, so yeah, we hit the 2K. We've surpassed it, and we've got till Thursday to raise. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, the community never let us down, man. When we need him.
No.
And it's people like Paddy who are quite happy to put their own time in and efforts into to help the community whichever way they possibly can, and they certainly help that way. Hey, like I said, the aim was to get to 1,000 when I started that 24-hour stream with NHS and with the support and love of people like Paddy and everyone else and all of you guys here have contributed. We managed to bypass the two mark. We've got till Thursday, and I've had a promise that whatever we raise, even if we don't raise, whatever we raise, they'll double. So
and they are going to double it there.
Sorry, mate.
They are going to double it, definitely, are they?
Yeah, they'll double whatever figure we get to by Thursday, they'll double. So it's onwards and upwards. And Chris from Virginia, lucky man. He's he won. Hey, it's saving me postage because Brian Daigle's taking it back with him to Canada. Yeah, and then Canada he's sending it over to Virginia, which are obviously going to help as well. And absolutely fantastic. But yeah, like I say, no questions, Paddy, but just a massive thank you, mate.
Absolutely no problem.
Big up, Paddy, for doing that. Big up.
Problem.
And sorry, Matthew, they are Spurs fans, but they are like you, my friend. They are excellent people in the community. They love to talk about football. So if Matt is a Leicester fan. So Matt, I put the link there, brother. You're still welcome. You're still welcome. Welsh gal, fantastic. Big up Welsh. I'm going to go to your appointment. If you're still back on, if you're still on there when I come back, I'll jump on. But big up. Sure,
cheers,
buddy.
Paddy. Cheers.
Everything.
Yeah, there's no way I couldn't come on with Paddy being there. As for Sean, fuck it.
I know you.
Big up, Shawnee.
Hi, mate.
Big up, buddy. All right. See you later, guys.
Thanks, Bob. Good luck with everything.
Paddy, cheers again, mate. See you later. Love you really, Sean. Not that much.
Love you too.
But as one legend leaves, we got to keep the balance. So we have to have the yin for the yang. So let's bring in our suave sailor of the community, the nomad traveling channel to channel, Mr. Kuba 99, big sexy in the house. Paddy, you're bringing everybody out, man. You're bringing
I
everybody
knew straight
out.
away when you were describing him, you said it was Kuva. I just know by watching the streams who it was.
Oh yeah, he's our suave sailor, man. Yeah, he's our suave sailor. Yep, indeed, a Leicester fan.
How's everyone doing?
Oh my God!
Sorry,
Did I
no-
just say he's a Leicester fan? I did say he's a Leicester. He's an Everton fan. Oh my God! That's strike.
Wow.
That's strike 2 with Matt now. That's strike 2 with Matt. Shit. I was actually no. I did that on purpose, Matt. I was testing you to see if you remember what team you supported.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If you remembered.
It's a good one, Kuba. Yeah.
It was
Sean Butler in house hasn't said a word yet, so let's give him a moment.
How's everyone doing?
Fantastic,
I'm good.
buddy. How are you?
How you doing, kids? Yeah, I'm well. Actually, I'm not well. I'm so stressed today. I've got so much going on. I'm sorry I can't be on for longer. I'm like a million plates in the air. And,
All right, buddy. 5 minutes is better
one of
than
those
no
days.
minutes.
One of those days. It's good to meet you, Paddy. It's good to see
Yeah.
you in real life, mate. Good to see you, Kuba, Chris, Jay, and Bobby. Always a pleasure to see you boys as well. And Ellie. Hi, Ellie.
Ellie's back. Yeah, she's
Hiya.
doing her jumping in and out. She's doing her
Yeah, because
Ellie
I'm
magician
at
thing.
I'm at the hospital.
she's out,
I'm
she's here,
outside
she's
Chase
gone.
Farm Hospital in Enfield.
Big up,
You
Chase Farm
see?
Hospital in Enfield. Big up.
Yeah, I come for a blood test just to check if my blood is blue and white.
Nice.
There you go. There you go. Well, we know that. Speaking of blue and white blood, we know this Matt has blue and
Yes.
white, and he's saying Matt Smith that all Matts should support Spurs. So, yeah, you can stop supporting Leicester, Everton, and any other team, and just come on over to our lovely Tottenham Hotspurs football club,
Yes.
sir.
Tottenham folks back.
Yes. So Kuba, what's been happening, buddy? What, Sean? You got your nose in the fix in the know. What's going on, man? Is there anything we need to know about what's happened while we've been streaming? We hear this Anthony Gordon thing.
What now? What?
The Anthony Gordon rumor now. Apparently, he's been linked to us now.
Oh yeah. No, sorry, I was. No, I wasn't checking
You're
for
half
Tottenham news.
asleep.
I was looking at a text from someone. I have no idea whether there's any. I'd love Anthony Gordon if he comes in. I think it'd be a great addition. I think the kid is super talented. He was
Yes.
one of the few bright sparks for Everton last season, and if we can get him in, yeah, hell yeah. I think he's a really, really cool player. A lot of talent, really good at dribbling. His crossing is pretty successful as well. Like he's got an abnormal amount of assists for his for his age, and I think he had a really good season. Just a really, really exciting player. Lots to learn still. He's a raw product, but I think if we can get him in and Richarlison, get it done. But you know what? Like, there's so much complications when you're trying to do multiple player deals. Whether it's like one player coming in, Richarlison, and trying to get Winks done on the way out. To get that done, so that the price becomes below 40 million, so that then Everton don't have to pay 10% of the fee to Watford. It adds so much complexity to it. Like, you have to then have different agents, different, there's more people that are involved in the deal. And if it would be the same thing with Anthony Gordon as well, I just feel like the whole thing's going to drag out. Like, those sorts of 2-3 player deals take weeks and weeks and weeks. So that won't be done before South Korea.
Okay.
I'm up for it, but I just think it's, and can you smell in the air the impatience of Tottenham fans? Like, from what started out in the summer of being like, wow, we're getting business done, everything's changing. Suddenly everyone's like, well, we haven't had any sales, and no one's come in for
Yeah, it's been 5 minutes. Why haven't we got
Something
anybody?
stinks.
You don't smell it?
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
doesn't smell it.
Smell what?
He doesn't smell it. He's trying.
You're not smelling what Levy is not cooking.
That's not what Luke's not cooking. That's why you don't smell anything.
That's why you don't smell anything. He's still prepping the steak. He's punching the steak into places.
There you
Getting
go.
the
Well,
salt
let's
out
go
of it.
around the corner with this one here because Anthony's jumped in a question for you. So, Paddy, we'll start with you. Big question. How to get rid of Ndombele? Apart from the endless loans, how about drastically reducing his asking price? Take a probable loss, but include loss of Levy add-ons for performance if he comes good. Paddy, we'll start with you.
He'll never come good. Never. He's one player I never want to see in a Spurs jersey again. Not after what happened in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Any player who just completely disrespects the crest, I've no time for. Absolutely no time for it.
And there's somebody that's going to agree with you, and he's jumped into our back room as well. Let's welcome our fellow Canadian brother, Mr. Scott M. is in the house to weigh his thoughts on the NCAA
Hey.
situation. Good morning,
Uh-oh.
Scott.
Going, guys?
Uh-oh.
Thanks for joining us.
Here comes trouble.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know
Here
what?
comes trouble.
Scott's
Bringing
got
some
good,
positivity
open,
to
honest
this thread.
opinion,
Much
But he's
so-
nice
positivity and
trouble.
optimism.
Yeah, he brings his big
He's
spoon
a
to
cute
the
teddy
pot.
bear.
Hi, Scott. How you doing, my friend?
Good. How is everybody here? Patty, first time talking to you.
How are you?
Good to see you. Ellie, always a pleasure. Kuva. And
Always a pleasure
first
to
time
meet
talking
you.
to, I think, Little K and Jay there. So good to see you guys.
Hello.
To get rid of
Scott, what do you
Ndombele,
think?
I mean, I think it's impossible, really. I mean, we're going to have to eat minimum 50% of his wages, right? If not more. I think even if you offered 50% wages and sold them for 10 million, I don't know how many clubs you'd have coming in for him. You're probably going to have to look at loans and hope that somehow he finds a place. But I mean, he didn't. He went back to Lyon, which we thought might be a fit because he back in the French league, back in a place he is comfortable, and he wasn't good there. They were, I think, at the end of the year, they were barely playing him at all. With his wages, there's only so many clubs in the world that could even take those wages on. So I hope somebody has a great answer, because I
Would
sure
you let
don't
him go
see-
for free right now?
Sure. Yep.
And have his wages paid? I would.
No. Well, yeah, and if someone wants to sign him, you can sign him for £1. Like you have to have
Yeah,
some
get
sort of
him off
deal.
the
They would. I would let him
£1
go
deal,
for
and then
free
you go and
and pay
negotiate
half
with
his
Ndombele.
wages.
Yeah.
I think we just need him. I don't see any fit for him at the club. He has a bad attitude. Conte doesn't like him. I think we need to get rid of a player like that. I don't think we want him hanging around at the club. Even, Winks, let's say, as an example, is a guy who many people want gone. But I don't think Winks is a bad guy at the club. If you have him at the club, I don't think he's poisoning everyone else. And Ndombele with his sour attitude, I just think you just don't want him around the club. He doesn't do any good for you. So, yeah, I would get rid of him for anything we can at this point.
But do you sacrifice?
What we do, we just have to buy him a burger bar. Buy him a burger bar and then
That's
get
it.
him off the books.
There you go.
Just any country he goes, get him a burger bar.
That's it. So, Patty, you were going to say, do you sacrifice?
Would you sacrifice? I mean, we paid 60 million for him, right? And if you add in his wages, you're talking anything up to 100 million.
Yeah.
I can't see Levy dropping. I know with Aria, but that's because he was down to his last year, whatever the contract, and his wages wouldn't have been massive anyway. I can't see Levy just saying good luck to 100 million. I know he can write it off in certain ways, but that's too much just to say good luck. I can't see Levy doing it.
No, I agree. I don't think that's what will happen. I just think that's what we should do, though.
Oh no, I agree.
I agree with you 100%. Yeah, I don't.
Me personally, I just say good luck and thanks, and never again appear on the pitch. But it won't happen.
I think we need to show some sort of public show of utter contempt for what he's done for the club.
Yeah.
On par with the likes of Maggie Thatcher coming in and saying she's sweeping away socialism, and she brings the broom out and literally does the doorstep in front of people. I want to see Levy come out with his contract and just tear it up on the doorstep and fling it down, and then just go back in.
Yeah, just fling it up in the air and it all flies in the air.
Like Alan Sugar did with Klinsman's jersey. Wasn't he? Did he wash the car with it or something like that at the time when Klinsman left? You remember that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, he said he wouldn't wash his car with it.
That's it.
I wouldn't even wash my car with that shirt. How dare you give it to me as a gesture? Get out of it, Jurgen.
I mean, if you think about it, when Hassan Ghali, right, did what he did at the time, he was sold 2 or 3 games after that. He was out. He was, and what Ndombele did against Morecambe was pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
It showed complete disrespect and contempt to the jersey.
Yeah.
It did. So,
one thing's for absolute sure is he is not going to be kicking the ball for our club again.
No, never again. Never
So
again.
So it is a case of, do we want to just take the massive loss, or do we want to sort of hope that maybe another loan deal with somebody spending some money on him at some point?
But isn't
As
there
far as
something
I'm
with
concerned,
the Turkey League or something that's been arranged?
Galatasaray.
Yeah.
And?
Can you imagine if he walked off that pitch slowly when they weren't doing well in the game? He wouldn't make it. He wouldn't make it to the sideline. Someone would shoot him.
They'd kill him. They would.
Yeah, they
There
would.
was a very good article, and I can't find it, and I'll try and find it and I'll stick it up on Twitter. But there was a very good article where the warning signs were always there with Ndombele. And I don't know who wrote it, but it was actually shocking to see the previous teams he was with and the way he acted.
Yeah.
And how Spurs went away and spent 60 million on him then after that. If they read and saw what he did in previous teams, you'd go, no, I'm not going to touch him.
And that's the thing. The Leon President came out after the transfer was complete and said himself, "I'm surprised we got what we got because he's just a lazy piece of shit."
Yeah.
We got Darth in here. Good morning, good afternoon, Darth. He's countering Alex's stake line, saying Levy only serves roadkill. Matty Hayes had to run off to his game. Matty, thanks for jumping in. Thanks for joining us. We definitely have you on.
Bob, can you bring up Matt Smith's last one? I didn't see that.
That's the one I just started that because I want to keep that as a talking point. So yes, sir. Here we go.
Oh, it's interesting. If he's an Everton fan,
let's do it. Go for it.
He obviously knows.
Fan. Yes, not a Leicester fan, Everton fan.
Yeah, he obviously knows Matt Smith. He obviously knows Gordon better than I guess than any of us. He watches him in detail. It's interesting that he says that. That's a shame because I honestly was like, this guy's really, really exciting. I didn't know he does the old two-step overs and then falls over his own feet. Then again, that might.
But
if that's
at
the case,
White Hart
then
Lane, he played well.
He was brilliant at White Hart Lane.
I
That game,
disagree with him.
Everybody plays well.
I disagree with him.
I watched the game last season. I think it was Everton were playing Villa, and Villa went 1-0 up, and at half time, Villa had I think it was about 7 or 8 shots on target, and Everton hadn't managed any. And then Gordon came on in the second half, about 50, 60 minutes, something like that. He had about half an hour. And Everton managed 17 shots on goal in that time. He created about 11 of those chances. And so he has got the potential to be absolutely brilliant.
Wow.
But it's interesting Matt saying what he does, because it also does worryingly tie in with what the stats say at the end of the season. 4 goals, 2 assists, something like that. That's not a good return for a winger. It's really not.
I thought he had 6 assists looking at it earlier. I might be wrong. You might be right.
Well, Everton weren't exactly free scoring, were they?
Yeah, but Coof, you've got to take in consideration he's coming to a world-class coach now. Like I said on another stream, look what he did with Ben Davies. He made him from a pariah into a fan favourite. Everybody was hailing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just saying, I agree, Ellie. You don't take just the stats. You don't take just
coaching
the stats.
I'm just saying, important.
If you combine those stats with what an Everton fan like Matt Smith is saying, put the two together, it's suddenly painting a picture of perhaps he's not quite all that, is he?
Well, Darth is adding to that, saying, he does have a bit of problem with his with gravity, so I guess he does like to drop down. But Matt Smith, if you want to jump in and give us your thoughts on it, we'd love to hear an Everton fan's perspective in terms of why you would want to dump him off to us and why 40 million do you think would be a great deal for you. So that'd be fantastic. Absolute Boards in here saying, when you employ McDonald's cleaner to due diligence, yet first self-sabotage, locking up and down with massive contrast. Yeah, and who do we blame for that though? Really? So, Paddy, of course, you're our headline guest here, sir. So why don't you take that one on first?
Who do we blame for the Ndombele signing?
Yeah. Who do we blame for the fact that we as a club didn't do our due diligence? Like Scott already pointed out, previous clubs already said that he's a piece of garbage, that they wouldn't want him, and they're more than happy to have him off the books. So who do we point the finger to that, hey guys, you didn't do your homework, you didn't do your due diligence, you didn't do your proper research into what this man really is and what he's going to bring our club? Somebody out there in the media started these rumor mills that he's so great, he's fantastic, let's go get him, and we did.
He had 4 good games in the Champions League. That was it. That's all he had. It was. You could mix Hitchin definitely, but I don't want to go kind of in hard on Hitchin either, because to be fair, he recommended some decent players to Levy, and Levy just said no. So, but I would go Hitchin, a mixture of Hitchin and Patch, I would say. But more so Hitchin, because obviously they should have done their homework in the background as to what type of players he was in previous clubs. So I would say Hitchin, more so.
Okay, and Sean, we know you're gonna be leaving us shortly here, so you want to give us your final thoughts on that before you jump away from us, pal?
What was the question? Sorry, Bob.
This is here basically. We're just basically saying, who do we point the finger at? You know, like Scott already touched on the fact that McDumbly here, as we like to call him now, was already a flop and considered a failure and not a good investment. But McDumbly, yeah, I like that one. I can't remember where I saw it. Quite a few people saying that we should never bought him. Basically, he was just a very, very poor investment on our part right from the get-go. So who do we point the finger at that they made the bad investment and we made this poor decision as a club, and our most expensive signing ever is probably one of our worst players ever?
Well, yeah, and not just him. You could make the same argument about our second most expensive signing in Lo Celso and our third most expensive signing in Sanchez, right? So but it comes back to the old age argument that or debate that we always have on all the channels. You know, is it Daniel Levy's fault? Does the buck ultimately stop at the very top? And that's a fine argument to make. Or do you want to, you know, throw accountability into the divisions that are supposed to be experts in the various things that they are employed to do? I would rather take the latter approach and say Daniel Levy pays people who know the French league. He pays the scouts. He pays whoever it was at the time, Hitchin, I think, right? Who's the overall director of football. I would rather say that Daniel Levy is guilty of hiring people who are poor at doing their jobs and continuing to employ them too long when they've demonstrated multiple occasions to not be competent at doing these things. That's where I would say his responsibility lies, or his accountability lies. But I don't think you could sit there and say that Daniel Levy should be able to know himself whether or not Ndombele is a petulant child who just doesn't care or is deeply unhappy or whatever the issues are with that man. But that, like, I'm open to both sides of it. I just choose to think that, you know, I'd rather blame the areas of the corporation that are responsible, and then also throw a little bit of mud at Daniel Levy and say, well, you hired these people and you kept them employed too long. That's how I would that's how I would throw my weight behind it. But Bobby, guys,
I know you've got to get going there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, fellas. Sorry, it's a short one. But I'd love to come back on next time.
Please, yeah, and just bear with me 1 second here. As you know, I'm new to this, so I have to do this properly. I got to click on this button. I click on this button. And make sure I don't click on the X, right? And quickly, just plug your socials while I bring up the link to your channel and add it in here, sir, please.
Spurs Talk Show, at Spurs Talk Show on Twitter and Instagram, and Spurs Talk Show on YouTube. Hashtag all one word. Hashtag no spaces. Never any spaces. Yeah, you can find me there 3 or 4 times a week. I mean, every other day or so I'm doing streams, and that's where you can find me. But obviously you can also find me on a load of other channels as well, wherever and whenever the invites exist. Oh, you cut your hair off!
No, apparently
I did.
Apparently I did. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Exactly. Why?
It was because of football. His hair was getting too naughty, and it really cost his stamina.
Ah, Krish. I mean, you're still adorable.
He was dragging us down.
He could have got an extra couple of inches on there for the headers out of that hair. It was sublime, you know. But it will grow back. So
I said the very same thing.
Leave it next time, bro.
I said the very same thing. Stop it, Paddy.
Before you go, Sean, is 6 assists and 5 goals good for 5 games?
6 assists and 5 goals in 5 games.
Yeah, is that good?
It depends on what the expectations of a player like that would be. I imagine that the expectations for you, Krish, would be far higher. So, I mean, well done on doing the bare minimum, but really you need to be doing a lot more to keep coach happy. Is that okay?
You're back in my good books.
Okay, there you go. Cheers, fellas.
Thanks for coming
Sean.
on, Sean. Appreciate it. Good luck with everything, brother. We'll speak to you soon.
Krish, it was brilliant.
Have a
Krish
good
is a
day.
brilliant
Get over
return, mate. It's
First Talk
fantastic,
Show.
Krish.
Hashtag all one word. Links in the description. Takes 2 seconds, guys. Jump over there. Dump a quick sub, and you can jump in and stay here. Darth over here is adding to the conversation here. But we do want to finish this one off. Let's get around. Scott, you weighed in on this one. Ellie's back. So, Ellie, what do you think? Ellie's not back. She's just hanging. Ellie, hanging? You here? You're not there, Kuva? Who do we blame?
Ultimately, you do have to blame Daniel Levy, I say, because he oversees all these people that have been incompetent. If you haven't learnt in 21 years that your scouting department hasn't been good enough and you haven't fixed it, whose fault is it then? You can't keep blaming all the employees and then have over 21 years of doing badly and take no flack for it. The buck stops there. He's the man that's overseen all the incompetence on the footballing decisions. As a businessman, he's obviously done well, but I'd even argue that part's not been that great because he will have business deals finish and that the other club is extremely angry with us and doesn't want to deal with us again. That's not a good thing. Yet, we'll even have fans celebrate it like, oh yeah, we really screwed over Leon or something and got Lloris on the cheap. Leon are angry about that. Why is that a good thing? When you can't go back to some clubs who are so angry about it. Southampton, for example, they hate us. This is not good business practice. So if it's not good business practice and you're not doing the footballing side of it and getting the appointments right with coach and coaches, managers, coherent scouting system, a direction that's always pointing the club in the same direction rather than chopping and changing and going defensive and tactical to man management and excitement and attacking football. There's none of that. So yeah, overall, you've got to blame Levy for individual cases like cases like Ndombele. Yeah, sure, the likes of Hitchin signing them. But do you blame? Do you blame a dog for being a dog? I don't think so.
No, and that's why these two comments actually are perfectly in line with what you've been saying, Kuva. Here, Absolute Bora agrees, saying complete mismanagement. Sorry, Levy isn't overhyped as businessman. His flaws are over everything, and that is not arguable as far as I'm concerned. And Vapor also adds that Hitchin would be a Teletubby if Levy would have asked him to. Levy's fault. No. Would big up a Teletubby. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought he would dress up as a Teletubby. But either, I'm sure he would do both of those things. So Levy's fault for hiring a yes man. But we do have another guest here outside of the Spurs community. Please welcome our very first non-Spurs footballing supporter to the channel, Mr. Matt Smith. Thank you for joining us all the way from Everton. Sir, how are you today? You're on mute, Matt. You're on mute. Or you're not plugged in, or there's something.
You might have to change your mic. It might be a different mic selected if you've been on a different stream or something before.
1 second, I'll check
now.
We
can hear you now.
All good, yeah?
Yeah, you're good, Matt. You're good, Matt. Thanks for jumping in, buddy. How are you? My apologies for the last thing. Obviously, you've forgiven me. You've come back in.
You did that on purpose, man. Come on.
Your timing is absolutely perfect because let's start with you. First off, I want to introduce you to my friends here. Paddy, that's Kuva. This is Queen Ellie down in the middle here. My fellow Canadian over in the corner there, Mr. Scott M. And this is our new friend, Mr. Matt Smith, Everton fan, realistic fan, and makes me friggin' laugh with all the stuff that we have all been added to. And Matt, these are my boys here. This one is Christian, little K. That is Jay, also known as Big K. So welcome. And we've got this comment from Darth Vapor regarding Anthony Gordon. So why don't you touch on this with us, sir? He could really be good if you get him to stay on his feet rather than trying to win a pen or a free kick. Is he a diver?
I wouldn't necessarily say he's a diver. I think the issue that we have with Anthony Gordon as well is that he's a homegrown talent. He's from Liverpool. He's a big Everton fan. I think we had the same kind of situation with Tom Davies over the past few years. I think if they weren't from Liverpool and they weren't Everton fans, they wouldn't be at the club any longer because we weren't kind of giving them the chance. I do think that if you look at Anthony Gordon's stats, 4 goals, 2 assists, and he played 31 times in the league. I think 3 of those goals that he scored were massive deflections. And I'm actually surprised he actually got 2 assists because his final ball into the box is absolutely dreadful. But that is the only part of his game that he's missing, in my opinion, is his end product. I think if he could actually continue and work on his end product and add assists and add goals into his game, I think he's a serious talent. And Everton are at a bit of a crossroads now. What do? Do you cash in on a talent like that early doors? Because I think he's constantly
I don't know much about him. How old is he?
He's only 21.
He's 21. Okay.
He's only 20. So he's very young player, very young. Like and even the season before last, he wasn't in Everton's plans whatsoever. He was sent out on loan to numerous teams. Preston North End, I think, was his last loan. And I think a week after the manager brought him in, the manager got sacked. So he's pretty much put on the bench for the last 6 months of that loan. And he was kind of thrown in at the deep end because Everton kind of didn't have many players at that moment in time. So just 1 second, let's close the door over here. So the situation that Everton have now is, do you kind of hang on to him and hopefully he fulfills his potential and becomes possibly captain material for Everton? Or do you cash in and hopefully he flops and you make 30, 40 million out of him? So,
well, you're the Everton fan, Matt. What would you prefer the club do?
Well, I think it'd be very, very naive and very bad management in terms of if we're looking to sell Richarlison and Gordon and then not replace them adequately. Do you know what I mean? So there's talks that Everton are looking at bringing in Emmanuel Dennis from Watford, and that might only be 15 to 20 million. I think that probably replaces Richarlison, whether it's the same type of player, who knows. But if you look at Dennis's stats from last season, he actually matches Richarlison's stats for Watford, which I think is a great achievement. But
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so when you go back to Anthony Gordon, for like 6 goal contributions in 31 games as a winger isn't great for me. But Andros Townsend had more goals and assists than Anthony Gordon, and he got injured in February. So that kind of tells you how much goal contribution to Anthony Gordon had. But listen, as I go back again, he is a very, very good talent, and I think if a team did come in for him, he obviously has his best years ahead of him. You know.
Is there something there with Everton, Matt, that with the financial fair play, where you have to have? I thought I saw someplace today online where you have to have a certain amount made or sold to balance your books or something like that.
Yeah, so it's basically the financial year for football teams is June to June or 30 to June to whatever. So if Everton, the reason why I think Everton want all the cash up front for Richarlison now is because we have to get, say for example, we get 60 million in for Richarlison from Spurs, but we have to get it in before June the 30th. In order to put it against this year's books. If we don't get it in this year, then basically we'll probably have a loss of 120 million, which isn't great. But if we get 60 million in, then it'll only be 60 million losses, and then we can probably spend a bit of that money come July 1st. So that's the situation that Everton are in at the moment. But listen, the problem with that is that Spurs know that. So Spurs could come in and lowball us and be like, listen, we know you need the money, so there's 45 million. Do you know what I mean? So it is a bit of a tricky situation. But I think, like I said earlier on, I think that what they could do is maybe accept an offer of 40 million, not have to pay any money towards the Dele Alli deal, and maybe take Harry Winks on loan with a bit of a loan fee as well. So it's going to be one of those tricky, messy situations. But like, it could be started by this Thursday, by all accounts.
That's good to know. Now, Scott, I know you've got to run off, so why don't you give us your final thoughts on what Matt has just added to the conversation regarding Gordon, and what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I think it's great to get an Everton fan on here to talk about it, because I know we were saying, I think Kuba said and Sean said and Ellie said, and I don't remember, Paddy might have said it as well, or he might have stepped out, is that when we've seen Gordon play against us, he's looked really good. But I think it can sometimes be a little bit dangerous to scout players based on that, as you get, you know what I mean? Like sometimes players have a good game against us and we get really excited for them. I've always been impressed by Gordon when I've seen him, but, you know, getting somebody who sees him all the time gives you that great, you know, kind of overall.
But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, Scott. Sorry to cut across. Don't get me wrong. Anytime he gets on the ball, he looks dangerous. He's a threat. Do you know what I mean? And he does create chances for other people, and he drags defenders out of the way, which is what you want. But it's the end product. It's so frustrating. If you actually watch Like I think I probably left a comment in there. I think we were 3-2 down to Burnley with 2 minutes to go. It was in injury time, and we literally had 9 Everton players in the box, and he had a free kick about 10 yards outside the box for the cross, and he put it straight out of play. I could have screamed. Do you know what I mean? I could have actually screamed at the TV at that time. That is the type of frustration that I'm talking about. If he can work on that is his end product, he will be a fantastic player. And that, like, if you could guarantee me now that next season he'll work on his end product and he'll get you 10 goals, 5 assists, then by all means, try keep hold of him. But I don't know. It's one of those situations, Scott.
It's a little concerning hearing that, because I think we've seen a lot of players like that at Spurs, where we've said if only they had the end product, how great they would be. So,
but where would he fit in? Where would he fit in, Scott, at Spurs? If you're getting Richarlison, you have Son, Kane, Kulusevski. Where does he actually fit in?
Maybe
Anthony Gordon.
We do need players in the second team, and I know it's not exciting saying, "Oh, we're going to bring someone in," because when we have gone to, even in the Europa Conference League, when we're going to those early cup round games, our team without Kane and Son has looked so flat, and there's nothing to it. So even if he just comes in and can add something to that team, where we've seen it so many times, where if we put on our quote unquote B team, we have nothing. There's no way to control the game. There's nobody creating anything.
Get your water and get back.
So if he could come in and improve us there'd be a role for him. But yeah, that would be my second concern, is if somebody said 40 million, I don't know what the price we're talking about. Like if he's coming in for a relatively low fee, that's great. But if he's going to cost big money, we can't, in my view, we have other areas we need to spend it on.
Yeah,
so,
I think
that would be
at
my
the moment,
concern, is if you guys are looking for a payday for him, like I think you said, or somebody had mentioned, they're deciding whether they should keep him or get the money for him now while he has a lot of value. And if that's the case, I think we have to.
I think Everton. I think Anthony Gordon himself is looking for a new contract from Everton. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is his agent kind of throwing a bit of rumours out there. I think he's only on about 25-30 grand a week at the moment. So I think he's probably looking for that 5-year contract on 50-60 grand a week. And I think, in fairness, I think if Everton had any sense, they'd do that. They'd give it to him now, and then try and maybe sell him next year if it doesn't work out next year.
Well, what confuses me, I don't know why Everton would be looking to sell him and then possibly bring in Winks. Like, that seems like a nightmare. That seems like the kind of dumb moves they've been making in the past that have got them to the place where they're flirting with relegation last year, right? That's the kind of, I don't know, but maybe the Winks rumors aren't true. But if you sell him and bring in Winks, I feel really, after you got Delhi, I think it's almost mean for us.
I think it's a case of if we can get him in on loan and see what happens with him, because I think the thing with Winks is I've never seen Harry Winks play like a run of like 5 or 6 games in a row where you can actually really criticise him or compliment him. I don't think I've ever seen him play 10, 15 games in a row in a team. Now, if it's a case where if he comes to Everton, he probably will be starting every week, because I think Everton are trying to get rid of the majority of their midfielders. Andre Gomez is on 120 grand a week, and Alan's probably on 80 or 90 grand a week as well. So I think Everton are trying to ship them out. And if we can get a Harry Winks in on loan to fill the gap, see if he's actually suited to the way Everton want to play and the way Frank Lampard wants Everton to play, then by all means spend 15 million on him next year. But I think it's a massive risk spending 15-20 million on him now,
Yep. But I got to go. So thanks for having me,
guys.
Thank
you, Scott.
Bobby, I have to go as well, guys. Thanks so much.
Run there, so thank you for joining us. Do you want to just give us your Twitter information? Plug any socials you want to share?
I have no Twitter socials. As I always say, you see me in the chat, getting along with everyone.
See me in the chat.
Bringing that positivity and optimism to the
positivity of being Spurs.
That's right. All the optimism coming from me for the Spurs community. So see you guys. Nice chatting with everyone.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, Scott. All right, guys. I actually have guys doing some work outside that need me for 2 minutes, so I will be joining them for a quick second here. And Matt left us as well, so he didn't even plug himself before he ran away. Matt, if you're still out there, buddy, get back in here and plug yourself. So if there is this...
Big up to Matt, because that's the first time I've seen an Everton fan in years who isn't crying. We think we have it rough at times. Being an Everton fan over the last sort of decade must be so painful. They've been so badly mismanaged. What
about United?
Well, what about United and stuff? There's a few other teams that could say that self. So, Yeah, definitely get back in here and plug yourself. Oh, yeah. But we got another man in house. Hello, I don't know if it's Jacob or Michael because they're hiding behind their emblem here. The United Spurs of America, one of the best YouTube channel names ever, has joined us. Jacob or Michael, you in house? Tempest, how you doing?
Hey, sorry, I was working on
Jacob,
getting
what's
my
up, buddy?
headset working. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys? So I'm gonna leave
What's
you.
up, little K? What's up? What's up with the little K's? How we doing? First time to be on y'all's stream, so thanks for having me.
Jacob is our American friend that's always bigging us up and giving us lots of love and everything, all the way from down south, all the way from Texas.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of tweets. Canada's got to feel like America's that crack house underneath them. Like you live on top of a crazy loony bin or something, man. We're struggling over here in the States, but
DB says the coolest voice on YouTube is in house, right?
Oh, he's already here. You're here, Bobby. Come on.
No, stop it. You're too much. You're too good. You're too good to me. So, guys,
how's everyone doing?
Four here is saying no. We need Winks out. None of this loan business. We need him out. Sold. End of. I need to chip for 2 seconds. Paddy, you want to start this conversation, please? Is he sold? Is he loaned? Is he gone? Do we want him even as a squad player? Start it off, Paddy. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Let me go see what these boys.
Winks is gone. He's been gone for the past 2 or 3 years. To be totally honest, I'd get rid of him straight away. But how much do you get is the problem.
Hey guys.
How much? Hey, what's up, man?
My name is
how much would you take? Also, nice to meet you, by the way, Paddy.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Jacob. What would I take? I'd take send him for free, just to get rid of him. But look, he's English. You're probably saying maybe 15, 20 million. They might get from. I'd be shocked. But looking at some of the other English players that are gone, 15 million.
I mean, to me, you got to look at all these teams. The 3 teams that have come up, obviously, they're going to need some Premier League proven players, in my opinion. I think you could get 17 for a Winksy just for the English factor. But I think as soon as we brought Basuma in, that was the first out for me that I was like, okay, this is the next one, because clearly he needs the number 8 jersey. So we got to clear that up for him, and then let alone just the talent that the number 8 jersey has given us over the past 4 years just hasn't been good enough. So
I mean, Winks isn't a bad player.
To me, thank you.
Just not good enough for the Premier League.
He's not big enough either to play his position. I don't think he's big enough.
No.
I don't think he has enough of a presence.
No.
I think the main trouble with Winks is he had a horrendous injury, and ever since he's come back from that, he's been scared to tackle or be tackled.
Yeah, he's never been the same.
No, so I don't think he's going to make it in the Premier League. Full stop. And I think he's better off looking for playing in the Eredivisie or La Liga, something like that, where it's less physical, more skill based, and he can get some confidence back then that he's not going to be clattered by some 6'3" Neanderthal playing in central defence or something. And we've still got a few of those about. A few less now. Burnley have gone, but I mean West Ham are always good for that sort of thing. So Winks is just wrong timing for him now. That injury has wrecked his career with us, and you can't recover that. As Paddy said, I think getting 15 million for him, I think that'd be a pretty decent amount. I think he's worth less personally, but it's the English tax, isn't it, for homegrown players? So get a few.
You hate it when it's against you, but you love it when it works for you. The English tax.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's like what I said earlier. Winks is worth 2 million, but with the tax, it's 20 million, right?
Yeah.
Right? So DB is saying here that if we sell Winks, he might consider still drive in the opposite direction that he clubs to the sign. It's like doesn't know which way to go, right? So wish him well, but their better players have been moved on. That is true. But guys, we are getting towards.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say about Winks. There was a time when he was brought into the team, he was kind of going to ended up doing a Busquets sort of role for Barcelona, and that's people will go, oh no, he's too sideways. But Busquets was doing very similar, because his job was literally to get the ball and move it away from the point of danger that had just happened as quickly as possible, and while maintaining possession of the ball. Now, when Busquets do it, of course, he was doing it at a prime Barcelona, who had world-class players to instantly move the ball forward.
Yeah,
we haven't had that for a little while now. So Harry Winks is basically doing the sideways movement to somebody that's not particularly great. So it's just brought, and instantly all the attention is on, oh, Winks, he only goes sideways. It doesn't matter if you're going sideways to Lucas Moura and he goes nowhere with it. It doesn't matter if you go sideways to, well, let's go to the ultimate, Messi or something like that, and he dribbles forward and creates a chance out of it. You'd say, well, Winks is doing his job. He's getting the ball away from danger, getting it to the quality player to create something. So
he's got Harry Kane. Harry Kane, deep line forward.
But then,
no excuses. I think.
Well, there is some excuses because I mean, Busquets surrounded by players like that.
When we're comparing, right, Busquets, I don't actually personally rate Busquets very highly, personally, just because.
Yeah, I don't. He's the same player though in that respect. He doesn't do the fancy stuff.
He keeps it simple.
Get the ball, move it to a good player. That's it. I think that's what Winks has basically been doing for a while, but we've got a lack of those good players. Like you said, there's Kane, there's Sonny.
It's almost the crux of it all, right? It's like, if we had the good players around Winks and make Winks look better, therefore we might not want to move on Winks. But when you have 1-2 really good players and 4 or 5 meh players, I mean, if you have Winks' ability, you're not necessarily in the best position to succeed, if you know what I mean. Because it's like, if you surround Winks with 10 world-class players, then, hey, he could probably be the Busquets. What's up, Lil K?
What do you think about Son?
What do I think about Son?
Yeah.
I think, like the sun, all the planets must revolve around him. All the Spurs fans must revolve around him. Everything goes through Son. We move how Son moves. I think the sun never sets. Only the sun sets. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
What do you think about Eric Dyer?
Sets, everybody. Here you go.
Son's better than Eric Dyer.
I'm sorry?
What do you think of Dyer? He wants your 30-second thoughts on Dyer, Jacob. We're just
Eric
trying to give you
Dyer.
airtime because you're jumping in at the end here. We were going to wrap up. So.
Sorry, Eric Dyer. He's got a big body, strong body, fully Tottenham. Wants his ashes spread at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. When you look at players, you want players who are fully poised. This man's fully poised. Now, is he a top-level center back that we need to be pushing for a Premier League title or a Champions League title that we're all dreaming of and hoping for? Personally, I don't think so. But
no, you can't remove him.
Are you trying to get rid of me?
He was trying. He was thinking about it. This is the problem, Jacob, that my 15-year-old teenager doesn't understand is that stop asking loaded questions, because he gives a question and he might as well give the answer too, because if he doesn't like your answer and you're not giving him the answer he wants, he's not a happy teenager.
Hey, I mean, all credit to him. You know what you want, you got to go for what you want. But when it comes to Eric Dyer, personally, I love him. I think the strides he showed improvement under Jose Mourinho. He showed improvement under Antonio Conte. I think he's a good squad player. He won me over before Christian Romero really solidified everything. I thought he was our best defender for at least the first part of that season last year. So Eric Dyer, he's got top quality. I would like to see an upgrade at his position, though.
That'd be fantastic.
You recovered and then dropped immediately.
And then we recovered, though. You didn't say get rid of him, though. Of course, we want an improvement in every position.
Except for striker and left wing. Those are the only ones I don't care about.
Because those are positions we most likely won't be able to improve. But that being said, guys, we do have to call it a day here. We've lost Paddy, unfortunately. He gave us a specific timeline. He did have to shoot off back into a work call. So, Paddy, thank you very much for joining us for Off the Pitch, giving us a little bit of insight into Limerick Spurs. We apologize to you. apologize to Christian
Why
for
you
cutting his
apologizing?
hair.
No,
Thank you for.
saying son needs to be replaced.
I think everybody can be.
Yes.
I didn't say replaced. I said upgraded. I
You need
never
a
said
winger that
replaced.
attacks back
Okay.
and defends.
So what we can
Did I shake the house with my Eric Dyer comment?
But Jacob, I've got your United Spurs of Americas in here. Everybody, if you could tap on the link while you're here quickly. There's only a handful of you, I know, but it adds to the numbers. So get over there, give these guys a like and sub. Jacob's got the best voice on YouTube, like everybody says. The guy
Allegedly.
is so friggin' chill. It's unbelievable. The legend over here beside me, whoever shows up and helps us when we need us. When we need them, Kuva99, thank you. We know you are not feeling that wonderful. And we appreciate you joining us. Scott M wants to come back in here and give his opinions on Dyer.
Feeling that wonderful if it shows.
Oh, he's got the big C. Nice.
Be careful, man. Rest up. Get plenty of fluids in you.
Yeah.
Scott, you asked your Dyer opinion. Big K answered. Scott, I got your number, buddy. We'll definitely connect soon. But guys, thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us today. Patty, it was a joy. We did all right, I think, for your first live show, boys. How do you think you did?
I can do a very quick visual representation of Scott M's Dyer opinion.
I think that's what it would be. But
Scott M's a hard one to win over.
Guys, we will definitely be chatting to you soon. Jacob, I'm going to shoot you the link next time ahead of time so that you could join us earlier in the show. And, we could do something, maybe even get Michael on or something like that. It'd be fantastic.
All
I
right.
really appreciate you guys joining us today. Have yourselves a great day, guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.
Cheers, boys.
Okay, let's go. Say goodbyes.
Yeah,
We got to
Chris,
wrap it
you
up
can.
quickly.
Okay.
Yep, hurry up. What
This
are you
is the
doing?
song I've been practicing.
Jinx it. Sign it off.
Thank you guys for joining us. I remember today's to do.
So go for it.
Come on, you Spurs!
We sang in France, we sang in Spain, we sing in the sun and we sing in the rain. They tried to stop us, but they didn't. The thing we love most is being a kid, being a kid, being a kid. The thing we love most is being a kid.
Come on, you Spurs!
Make sure to like and subscribe.